And it's my pleasure to announce that we're going to start our project presentations, and we're going to go in order of the goals. And so if you look on the back of your program, we have each goal so you can identify what that is. They came up with team names, a project focus, and then you can see the team member names there as well. And so we're going to go from goal 1 to goal 5, and the teams will just be coming and setting up and switching through as we get done with each presentation. So goal 1 team, persist ants, y'all can come and set up.
Hi, I'm an ACC student.
Hi, I'm an ACC student, and I have questions about important ACC stuff like registration and advising.
Hi, I'm an ACC Student Services staff member, and I'm here to help students.
I'm an ACC student, but did I also mention I'm an ACC student ambassador? Come with me, my friend. And speed. Hi, I'm Susanna Erler, and this is Helen Daly, Stephen Bassett, Sarah Petty, and Michael Kelly. And we are Team 1, the Persist Dance. And we are called that because our mission was to develop a project that would support the Student Success Initiative Goal 1, increase term-to-term and fall-to-fall persistence. First of all, we'd like to thank the following people for your guidance developing this project: Dr. Kathleen Christensen, Cheryl Richard, and Tony Robinson. We are grateful for your support. At the start of this process, when the 5 of us were talking about possible activities that would help students persist in school and reach their goals, there was one thing that came up again and again: relationships. The success stories we hear so often include a significant relationship, someone who has a connection with the student. The idea of relationships planted the seed for our project. When we thought about relationships, we thought to ourselves, who sees students every day? Who is in the same social circle as the student? And who can quickly gain a student's trust? And who has the experience of being a student? An ACC student, that's who. So an ACC student can connect other students to resources. So this project is called the ACC Student Ambassador Project. And basically, the ACC Student Ambassador Project does this: an experienced ACC student will be an ambassador. The ambassador will make pre-scripted announcements in his or her own classes. The announcement will let classmates know that the ambassador is there to help and can make referrals to ACC resources after class. ACC staff members can't be everywhere, so this is one extra way to reach students who might not otherwise be reached. The student ambassador will be a personal peer link to help students with questions connect to ACC staff members with answers. Now, you may be wondering what one of the in-class announcements will sound like. Here's an example of one of the 4 announcements.
Hello, I am Michael, and I am your ACC Student Ambassador. My main goal as an ambassador is to help you stay in school and reach your academic goals, and I can connect you to the right person to assist you. Here's how it works. If you have a school issue related to staying in school, such as registration, financial aid, and tutoring, see me after class. I'll make sure you get connected to the right ACC staff member who can help you. Here is an important tip. If you think you might need to drop a class or withdraw, see an ACC staff or faculty member before you do. There are sometimes negative consequences to making a change like this, so stop before you drop. Remember, see me after class, today or any class day. I'm here for you. If you have any questions, I'll connect you to the right person to help you, because it is important to stay in school and reach your goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Hi, everyone. My name is Stephen Bassett. A little later, we will go into more details about this project, but next we'll talk about the need for this program that will strengthen a sense of community, offer a helpful peer guide, and reinforce the persistence tools. For the problems of ACC peer group involvement, in-class connections, and awareness of important information and ACC resources, what ACC is lacking is a student who knows in class to connect a student with questions to staff with answers. On the screen, you will see the student persistence rates for ACC. Looking at the topmost green bar, you will see that the persistence rate for fall to spring 2011 was 65%. That means that there were 35% of students not continuing their studies at ACC during this time period. If you do the same thing from the data from fall 2009 to fall 2010, the number of students nearly doubles. The average persistence rate of all community colleges was 56% across the same time period. Our persistence rate was 42.7%. From the Since 2012 survey, 48.6% of students that enter ACC state that they have made early connections in the college. Compare this with the top 10% of this benchmark, which is 66.1%, and we need some improvement. In the Dean Area Dialogue responses of the FY 2012 data retreat, a major point is the need for student connection with college resources to help with student retention. Alexander Aston, a respected researcher of college student persistence, said, "The single most powerful source of influence on the undergraduate student's academic and personal development is in peer groups." At ACC, we have many wonderful opportunities for students to become involved, and yet this persistence rate still suffers. So, what is our team's solution to that problem? Here's Sarah to inform you.
A designated student ambassador is a member of the Student Life campus team. They will perform outreach and connective activities to students in his or her own classes as a way to support ACC student success and persistence. Student ambassador's first priority is to connect students with questions with qualified staff with answers. The student ambassador will make referrals and will not be expected to be a walking encyclopedia of information. The student ambassador will connect students in her classes with staff or other ACC resources that can help. The student ambassador will be given a kit that will have 4 pre-written script announcements, including days that the announcements should be made, and the announcements will be no more than a minute long to not take up extra class time, and they will have the instructor's permission. The students will be encouraged to ask questions after class so they will not take up additional class time. The student ambassador will also write success tips in the corner of the board on each week. These tips can reach more students in subsequent classes. Example success tips are, do you know your ACC ID? Here's how. Registration starts soon, check for holds, and FAFSA priority deadlines coming up. Our team will be delivering items regarding the student project to Student Life later on this week. And here's Helen to tell us more about the Student Ambassador Program.
Thank you, Sarah. So how will this look? Let's check the number of connections this program will foster. Student Life has 8 campus teams that promote student engagement. They have offered to adopt our solution and add the Student Ambassador services to the existing activities of their campus team model. This will allow us to have 80 students participating, each taking 2 to 3 courses, making connections with 16 to 44 peers based on the enrollment capacity of those courses. This gives us an opportunity to reach an average of 6,500 students per semester and over 13,000 students in an academic year. Nearly 1/3 of the population, the student population, will be impacted by these student ambassadors, and this will improve our persistence rates. Implementation is being accomplished with the support of Student Life. The recruitment and training methods are nearly in place, and Student Life will continue to monitor the academic progress and personal growth of the student ambassador participants. The number of students we reach will naturally grow through the opening of additional campuses and through the involvement of new students that were more successful due to their student ambassador connections. Being considerate of our current economic state, we are suggesting minimal promotional items, allowing us to target a zero to low cost implementation budget. Student ambassadors will need t-shirts, business cards, and Ask Me buttons to be visible to their classmates and to improve their accessibility. To promote and recruit for the student ambassador teams, the student campus flyers and posters can add the student ambassador program information. Whiteboard markers and chalk should be readily available. The timeline. With the assistance of Student Life, we're targeting fall 2013 as the actual implementation date for 8 campuses. Summer 2013 will be used to train the participants and provide them with all of the materials that they'll need. This sets fall 2013 as the first semester with student ambassadors in the classroom ready to assist their peers. Annually, surveys and data collection will be used to determine if the students with student ambassadors in the classroom have a higher persistence rate than the aggregate. In an effort to be green, we chose not to make multiple copies of this PowerPoint presentation, but they are available through Christina Matura. And thank you so much for allowing us to present this project information to you. Thank you.
Good morning. Not yet.
As you were.
Okay, I'm ready. Good morning, buenos días. I hope everybody's doing well today. We want to thank you all for being here today, this morning. Let me start by introducing myself. My name is Gabriela Guerrero. I work with the Human Resources Office at the Highland Business Center. And as you already know, we were divided in 5 different groups and assigned one of the goals for the Student Success Initiative. My group has been working in goal number 2. What is goal number 2? Increase adult and developmental education course progressions to credit courses. But before I continue, I would like to introduce you to the members of my GALT. You may be asking yourself, what is GALT? As I was reviewing my speech last night, I thought to myself,
If Dr. Rhodes can have his PLT, I can have my GALT. So, Gabby's Academy leadership team members are Ginger Bennett, interpreter sign language specialist at Riverside Campus. Laura de la Rosa, administrative assistant at South Austin Campus. Aliso Martinez, benefits coordinator at the Highland Business Center. And Enrique Cantu, maintenance technician, South Austin Campus. And yes, Enrique is not a ghost, and I'm not gonna pull him out of my sleeve like magic. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here with us today, but you're gonna see him in the video that we're gonna show for you in a few minutes. And all of us together, we are working for change. Please roll the video.
Thank you, Gabby.
Well, believe it or not, those developmental classes, reading, writing, and math, are what got me to where I'm at right now. I mean, I was able to take those classes and, move up, to a different level of math, reading, and math, and writing. And it really helped me, succeed in
You better have any notes.
I
Usually what it happens to the process, don't give to me.
Well, note-taking is very hard. So, I mean, if you don't take notes, you're not going to learn. So what's the point of, getting somebody else's notes?
Well, I get to advice to do it. I'm not listening to the time, and that way I can, I don't have no struggle later on and work on my team, very fast. So, I guess you're right, well, hey, well, let me just start again. I don't get out moving on, and I know you get the book there.
All right.
Hey, take care, good luck, okay?
Let's see you soon.
All right.
All right.
Hey, take your seat in mind.
Okay, as soon as this video was uploaded, it went viral. The next thing we know, we got an email from Henry. Hollywood called, gotta go. He had to go to California. The video you've just seen, unfortunately, plays out over and over and over again with our developmental ed students. Sadly, it doesn't always have this kind of happy ending. Working for Change wants to be a part of more happy endings. We had an opportunity to meet with David Borden, who is our Executive Director of Adult Education and also goal leader for our goal number 2. He shared some astonishing numbers with us. As you look at this slide, what you see is a classroom of 24 students going into the very first math course, basic math, in their developmental math sequence. Now, we get down to the final exam, and now we're ready to register and go into the next level, elementary algebra. We are now down 50%. 12 of the original 24 are going on. Now we're ready to go into our third course in the sequence, elementary algebra. Sadly, the number you see here is actually very positive and forward thinking, that only 50%, and I say only, 50% of those 12, we're down to 6, are going to go on to the third level. Actually, it's more like 25%. Then our final point here, as we are now ready to go into our final course, we've come out of our final course, and now we're going into our initial college level course, college algebra, college math, and so forth. We may only have 3 students. That's it, 3. And it could actually be less. Again, 50%. often it winds up only being 25. We recognize that as ACC, we are working very hard to change these numbers. We want them higher. We want us all to succeed. And that's what we're working for change to accomplish. Laura?
Thank you, Ginger. As Gabby mentioned earlier, our goal is to increase adult and developmental education course progressions to credit courses. So in doing so, we would like to gather information from non-traditional students to see why and how they did or did not benefit from these developmental classes. So two options that we've come up with are either having the student take a survey or be a part of a focus group. And although surveys are a great resource for gathering this information, I think that the focus group would have more impact. And survey, yes, like I said, as you know, it can be a great resource, but we still want to go with the focus group aspect. And why a focus group? Because we just feel that it would allow the student to be more vocal in providing us with feedback and telling us what they want to accomplish at ACC, and also information can be provided to them right there on the spot. It's a little bit more personalized versus a survey. Alisol?
Included in the red folders we provided to PLT and Stephanie is a timeline and a letter. How are we going to make this happen? We're going to reach out to certain faculty and attempt to gain their support. The way we're going to do that is we're going to send them a letter, a personalized letter asking for permission. Included in that letter is a timeline of events. We're going to identify students and encourage them to participate in this focus group. We're also going to attempt to gather goodies from our marketing department and the Riverbet to bribe them, or maybe even cookies to ask them to participate. Food always brings participants. Focus group discussion topics. How did the student feel when they first enrolled? How the student felt mid-semester, and how the student feels right before the drop date. Are they going to continue? Are they not? And why aren't they? Is it daycare? Is it transportation? Is it the cost of that book? Is it the cost of the CD that you have to purchase along with the book that's not always used? Who? We have certain criteria. We've looked at students and we've decided to choose the students or attempt to reach out to the students that are over age 25. Students that are enrolled in fall 2013, not only developmental education courses, but specifically the math. This is a timeline. This is our estimated timeline. Dates are not exact, but this just gives faculty an idea of our completion, of how we're going to complete the project. Summer, we're going to begin. Fall, final day to drop courses, but we are going to attempt to start the focus group or have the focus group right before the drop date, because that's when the tests are occurring, and that's when they're making the decision to drop the course or not. We hope to gather all this information at the end of the semester, and we are going to compile the data and deliver it to David Borden, who is the goal leader. We're going to leave you with some final thoughts.
In closing, we have been presented with the opportunity to put a face to the data so that we can find more effective ways to keep the adult learners in the classroom long enough until they reach their educational goals. So in the words of former President John F. Kennedy, there are risks and costs to a program of action, but they are far less than the long-range risks and costs of comfortable inaction. Thank you. You all have a great day.
I'd like to say something real quick. We had a lot of help from the department, Sun Mertz's area. We want to thank your department for helping us. They also helped us in deciding on a focus group versus another survey.
Yeah, that's fine. I gotta see.
Can we lift this?
It's not charged.
Ready? Okay.
Can we use the one? Are you logged in on another computer?
As we're getting set up here this morning, I'd like to thank you all for being here. We're Goal 3 team. We're the Voltron Accord. We'll explain that momentarily. Everybody is familiar with Voltron, correct? Before Transformers, better than Transformers? Jeff knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. We'll explain that. So we're going to start off with a quick 2-minute song. We encourage you guys stand up, move around. The words will be on the screen. Join in with us. This is a celebration. So we'll get started here shortly. And by the way, some of you may recognize this song. I will say that if you're familiar with the band, the Lumineers, they stole this song from us. So they just changed the words.
There.
It's on. We're on.
Does it work? Yay.
Hey.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Here we go. We'll try it. We got this down pretty well yesterday evening. Christina told us we were pretty good, better than a pack of howling animals. So hopefully just a little bit. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. Ho!
Hey. Ho. Hey. Ho. I've been trying to do it right. Hey. I've been living a lonely life. Ho. I've been studying in my bed. Hey. I've been struggling in my head. Ho. Studying in my bed. Hey. So show me ACC, hey, all the tools that I will need, to get A's and B's and C's, hey, cause I'm planning to succeed, with A's and B's and C's. 2, 3. I rely on you, you rely on me, you're my college. I rely on you, you rely on me, you're my school. Hey! Ho! Hey! Ho! And now at ACC, hey, I found the help that I will need, ho, to earn successful grades, hey, to keep financial aid, ho, transfer or graduate, hey, ho, I'll find help at ACC. BC. I rely on you, you rely on me, you're my college. I rely on you, you rely on me, you're my school. Hey. Ho.
Last one.
Hey.
right. Let's see if I can work this mic stand. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah? All right, awesome. So, we are SSI Goal 3 team, the Voltron Accord. Where that came from, the first day that we picked our project, and we all decided we gravitated to Goal 3 for our varying reasons. We had this idea that we're from such varying backgrounds. By the way, my name is Zach Dent. I'm an early college start specialist for ACC. I've also done advising, recruitment, worked in the admissions office in my time here, and I will let these lovely ladies introduce themselves as well.
Hello, my name is Margie. My name is Margie LaRoe, and I'm the administrative assistant with the welding technology and the jewelry departments at the Riverside campus, and also an adjunct faculty member with welding.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Stephanie Vermillion. I'm an administrative assistant to Cheryl Richard in Student Life. Happy to be here. Thanks for coming.
My name is Casey Pierce. I am a senior financial aid assistant at the Rio Grande campus.
Hi, I'm Cecilia Galeano. I'm the project coordinator for the electronics department. And one of the reasons why I picked this goal is because I work directly with industry, and one of the things that industry sees is the results of the grades of the students. So it's in my heart.
So as you guys can hear, we come from kind of a pretty wide range of positions, backgrounds here at the college. And so for those of you that are familiar with Voltron, which, by the way, party fact here for you guys, just throw this out there, it aired 1 week before the Transformers, so technically it came first. So with Voltron, if you're unfamiliar, it's a giant robot that's made up by 5 individual pieces, and that's just so happens there are 5 of us. We all have these varying skills, backgrounds, and that's where the idea came from. So our goal was, as you can see, to create a stairway to student success and achieving that goal of C or better. The way that what we were hoping to do, our mission is, there we go. All right, so increase completion of all courses with a C or better, bring it in line with the goal 3. The way we did this was, it's kind of tough following up that last group, they just bagged on surveys, but we did a survey. And I will say, it turned out very well. No hard feelings. So we did a survey. We distributed a survey. We worked with the Office of Institutional Effectiveness and Accountability. Soon is here. Thank you very much for all of your help and your staff's assistance with this. It was open for about a 2-week period because of the time crunch during the month of April. We wanted to get a better idea of what the students did and maybe do not understand about the implications of not earning a C or better, the positive benefits to earning that C or better. And we took those results. We had a couple of meetings with individually with Mike and then also with the Goal 3 team to get some guidance on this project, and I think it helped tremendously. I wasn't available for some of those, so my team carried me on this. I really appreciate their help. But our first step was we wanted to find out what the students know. What do they need? What works for them? So the second step of that was the looking at the results that we got back. The survey was sent to 10% of currently enrolled students for the spring 2013 semester for college credit students. And we did provide them some information about the, Dr. Rhodes, you said you like acronyms, right? About the academic standards of progress and the satisfactory academic progress standards for as they relate to financial aid. And we were really surprised to see some of the answers. Now, we do have some packets of data here that we're going to distribute, because I don't think Andy Kim is here, right? We have paper to give out to you all. That's a bad joke, I'm sorry. So some of the highlights from the survey, we found that many of the students were unaware. They just didn't have an idea of what the impacts of not earning that C or better in their courses, whether it was persistence on to the next course the next semester, having to repeat the course, not coming back, whatever it may be. We also found out that though we always talk about the tools that these students have that the college provides for success, supplemental instruction, the learning labs, that they aren't getting that message. They're just unaware of all of these available tools that we are providing to help them succeed in terms of earning successful grades. And then the last thing, one of the last highlights was that they get most of their information from their faculty members and then from the actual ACC website. So our third step was our plan for success. And where's my good buddy Stephen Clifton? Where is he? Steve, what is it that Hannibal from the A-Team says? I love it when a plan comes together. That's right, my friend. I love it when a plan comes together. So our plan for success is to, kind of a two-part, is to raise awareness of the benefits, the impacts of the See or Better, and then also to promote those available tools, things we're already doing. So in terms of the raising awareness, it shouldn't come as any surprise, right, that the traffic on the ACC website, especially the homepage, spikes prior to classes starting for a given semester, and then diminishes off as the semester goes along. So we would propose an awareness banner, something on the ACC website. We would like to have posters placed in all of those high traffic areas where students congregate, whether that be admissions, financial aid office, advising counseling, student life lounges, anywhere that the students will see it. We would like to have this information explicitly put into the top, the orientation program. I think a lot of this, some of it is there, but I don't think it's given its due diligence. I think that was as we went through the orientation individually, that was something that we found was it's there, but it's not really hammered home. And then the last thing, I think this is a really big one that we came up with, especially with having an adjunct faculty on our team, was having it be mandatory that information about supplemental instruction and the learning labs be included in every syllabus for every single course that the college teaches. Right now, it's just an option. Let's mandate that. This is our fun little poster. The benefits here that we talked about: maintaining good academic standing, See or Better, qualifying for financial aid, maintaining your financial aid eligibility every semester, meeting that 2.0 and completing 66.7% of your classes. Transferring credits, that's another big one. We talked about looking at some of the public institutions really within our service area and then kind of just outside, where a student may earn a D in a course here at ACC and plan to transfer to Texas State. Texas State may take that D. Now, that same student may have their eyes set on the University of Texas at Austin, and that course will not transfer because it's a D. They won't accept a D. So having that bar set at C or better will guarantee that, all but guarantee that course can transfer for that student. And the last thing is graduate. Get the students in and out successfully C or better in all their courses. And especially as Cecilia pointed out in her introduction, that's something, and especially not just certain electronics and technology fields, but just across the board, employers are looking at grades, GPA more than ever, than they ever have. The tools for success that we can promote as the other half of this, expand, promote the supplemental instruction opportunities. I think we looked at how many courses right now currently are being supported by supplemental instruction. It can be more. And then we promote the learning labs, free tutoring. I remember doing advising, and even now with my early college start students, I tell them, I beat them over the head about the learning labs. It's free tutoring services. It's unbelievable. And then the last part, this kind of brings it very much in line with what Goal 3 is already doing with the faculty coaching, the faculty support, and creating those learning communities. Our long-term goals, as I said, we would like to have the policy change to make it mandatory to include this information about See or Better impacts, the SAP standards, the ASP standards, the supplemental instruction, the learning labs, promote all of that, have it put into the syllabus, especially as, like we mentioned, the students, that's where they're learning about a lot of this stuff is from their faculty, from that document. We'd like to have, for the supplemental instruction, have it be kind of a big celebration. Every fall, every spring, I think as they are currently doing now, they do a training, a large training. Have it also, have it be a party, have it be something fun. Minimal costs there for food and anything else, any giveaways, things we want to provide for them. And then we'd like to see, especially as we're making decisions that are data-driven, we would like to reissue the survey in a year, expand it to a larger percentage of students, and then incorporate a focus group as well. That was one thing that we left off, and it just kind of kicked up. That's a great idea. Have it be a double-edged sword there. So, I'd like to thank you all for your time. Thank you, guys. And one last thing, we have handouts. If the members of the PLT would identify themselves and raise their hand, we have a special one for you.
It doesn't have money in it.
Yeah, it's no money.
Team 3, you left your stuff. You operating the... You saw the video. Students are talking. Are you listening? They're committed. They're motivated. How can we help them start here while getting there? ACC Academy Team Bridge Builders has some ideas. On our team, we have Neelan Durrani, co-leader, Tanil Harris, Marlene Viga, and Mark Collier. Our focus is SSI Goal 4, increased degree, certificate graduates, and transfer rates. One bridge span towards success for our students is a career development center. This is a physical destination for support and encouragement to aid students in bridging to our local industry. Our team refers to this career development center as the Rhodes Gilbert Center. Draw your own conclusions. How does it work? Good question. Increase completion of degrees and certificates by emphasis on their ability to help open doors of opportunity. Increase local enterprise support of paid internships that provide experience and compensation. Emphasize the correlation between higher education courses and application for local commerce. A completed and fully functional Rhodes Gilbert Center will provide assistance to all for job searches, resume writing, mock interviews, and other career assistance bridges. The center will partnership with industry to find, create, and hold those internship positions that will enhance student success.
For every student, finding the right fit for each of their own individual personal interests, skills, and values can be really challenging, especially when they don't even really know themselves. What we do as an institution in providing students the right resources to prepare them for future employment helps the college and the students both to achieve their goals for success. We already know that community colleges, it's mainly non-traditional students who are already dealing with varied ongoing issues. With college support, we can connect students directly with future employers, and with future employers provides students an incentive to stay in school. What we want to focus on is educating and preparing students with a greater purpose, bridging them now while they're at ACC with future employers already anticipating an exciting, ambitious workforce. When we provide students with a way to finance some of their education in positions they personally choose as future employment sites, that makes them more marketable, and the potential there, well, it makes all the difference. What we feel students need are an innovative, collaborative place of excellence where they can be able to transition into their final destination, their future.
Hello, everyone. So, as you can tell from the video, the students are struggling. They want to go to school, they want to finish, but they can't. Help you earn money while you go to school. As Shirley mentioned to us while we were meeting with her, it's called the Earn While You Learn program. So they're like, that would be great. That way they're not struggling to figure out what job to do. If they decided they want to do a major, they could work in a specific category or that particular major and say, you know what, I really don't like this. I better switch my major now while I still have the chance. So that's what we would like to provide with this center, is to have one focused area where you can come in. Sometimes they say they go to a career counselor, but there's a long line, or they just have no place to go because, usually when you go to a career counselor, you're wanting to meet regarding your major. But if you want to meet about specific jobs or careers, they tell you, okay, you can go take a test and find out what your interest is. But still, if you want that one-on-one, if you want to go somewhere where this is the specific what you're looking for, then this would be the place. You come there, you've got computers there that'll help you find a job. We'll have resources for you to help you with your interpersonal skills, as Rodney mentioned, mock interviews, whatever you need, we'll be there for you. If you don't know how to find a job, we'll help you find it. If you're looking for an internship, we'll help you find it. We'll be with businesses who'll say we will only hire ACC students who are in this field so that we can help them succeed.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you. We're going to move right into the physical location, which is what we're going to need for people to have a location to actually come and speak with someone. All the computers are great, but the biggest asset is the human interface. So the Math Emporium, which is scheduled, I'm assuming, fall 2014, that's where we would like to house the proposed CDC, Gilbert Road Center, excuse me. Initially, it'll be set up with eight workstations for the students, a couple for the staff, just to get us started. And, we can work in collaboration with the Math Emporium, existing counseling services, and the other student organizations, get them involved. Secondly, the Career Center should also work in conjunction with local business. We should have an online registration system set up where they can that post jobs. We should have the students on there so we can match them up with the positions that become available. And we can implement some fees there too to generate a little revenue. Funding, I would almost assume would be mandatory here. The funding we had discussed here within the group was from local business, whether it be sponsorships for the Career Center, have them include their logos, have maybe some of the local employment services agencies get involved since they're constantly looking for people. Plus, students need to get the experience, not just the education. Just some recent statistics, there was about over 30% default in student loans, and that's telling me that that's obviously evident that we're not going to work. So that needs to be worked on. In closing, I would say that this would be, as the video showed, the students are really asking for this, and they would really appreciate a place to actually go and speak with someone. So hopefully we can get that worked out. Thank you very much for coming. Neil?
Good morning, everybody. Everyone's kind of quiet. Basically, to summarize everything we've talked about so far, because we could go on and on for hours and we don't have that kind of time, we're looking for results. We want to have a career center that is physical, that is present, that is up to date, and that is relevant. We feel that this needs to be, yes, we have it in an initial phase because everything has to start somewhere, but we don't want this to be a temporary project. This is not a pilot. This is a phase, which means there's another phase. It needs to be move forward. Hopefully, it'll prove that it's viable and be able to have its own space. We're looking to move to have that physical career center at the the Highland Mall. And then we initially proposed the full-time staffing with 1 full-time employee and at least 2 hourlies. In going with our internship, we're thinking maybe one that's actually an hourly position or a part-time position, and then maybe a work study that can turn into an internship position that you can actually do at ACC. You gotta walk the walk when you talk the talk. We have estimated startup costs of overhead of around $100,000, and then the standard 10% operations budget of around $10,000. We look at funding. The initial phase really shouldn't be that bad because we're already building the Math Emporium. They're already putting computers in it. Most of the costs would be in the staffing and in the specific software that's needed, and some of that we already have as well. For the long term, we want to look into grants, usage fees, bonds, sponsors, et cetera, as Mark mentioned. And then we need to remember that this is a partnership. This is not just about us. This is about our students. They come first and foremost. We need to know what they want, why they want it, and how we can get it to them. We need to partner with our community. We're looking to link with them so that they know who we are. We're not just a billboard. We're not just a commercial. We have real people out there that they're really wanting our students who are looking for internships and jobs and our students who are graduating to come in. We're also looking to have that community partnership and that employer partnership so it brings our curriculum up to date. We need to know what they need. Sometimes in education, we get caught up in the glory of academia, and we forget that it's not just about learning sometimes, it's also about relevancy, especially at a 2-year school. So that gives us the opportunity to stay up to date. And then on the last one, we want to make sure we include ACC, our departments. We have bountiful resources within our walls already. We have faculty and staff who still work within the community and have connections to businesses or have skills that they can pass on that can facilitate the workshops that we do in the Career Center. And that would be wonderful because we're continuing to bring together that unity. So we need to remember that we're starting here while getting there, not starting here, sitting here, waiting here, because our students are on the go all the time. Everything is integrated. So we're going to start here while we're getting there. Thank you for your time. We're more than willing to answer any questions if you have them. If you have questions that you want to answer later, feel free to contact us. We appreciate your time and we appreciate your attention. Thank you. And our team is handing out information so that you have a reference point for our project to see the details that went into it. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Stephen Clifton, and for today's purposes only, I get to be Principal Stephen Clifton. How awesome is that? Because we are Team High School, and we are here today presenting on Goal 5 of the Student Success Initiative, which really focuses on increasing equity across all racial, ethnic, and gender incomes. And if you need a more artistic version of that definition, we've got one here. We've got like a little verbal collage created by the Goal 5 committee, and it really expresses some of the important ideas and other verbiage incorporated in success equity. And we decided to take this idea and really apply it to a very specific population of students at ACC. We wanted to see if we could give these students at the two early college high schools, Reagan and LBJ, a huge advantage by giving them the resources they need to really succeed. And I couldn't talk about the success of those students without mentioning one of our star pupils at those early college high schools. His name is Joseph Polito. He's a senior at Reagan High School, and he's graduating this semester with a lot of ACC credit. And he really talks about, he really plays up this program. He's really the model of success for this ECHS program at these two high schools. And this is actually an excerpt taken of an interview done of Joseph at Reagan High School. And in it, he talks about all the benefits of the program, what he's really going to take out of it, for future success. Well, I decided to have a conversation with Joseph because I really wanted to know, what does he attribute most of his success to? What advantages did he have that the other students need to take advantage of? And he told me two things. The first was the ACC Green Bus Pass. It really solved his transportation problem. As a matter of fact, many of our students use this bus pass because they all have the same problem with respect to Joseph. The second thing he told me was that he asked a lot of questions, and this is true. He asked a lot of questions. No matter where I was on campus, he was always able to find me. And he didn't always ask new questions. For those of you that work in student services, you know what I'm talking about. He would often ask the same question over and over, but it's because college was a brand new world to him. He didn't have any reference or context of the higher education. It was all new, so he needed reminding sometimes. So in the end, Joseph really just stayed more informed than the other students, more often and more readily. That's really what he was doing, and he used me as his primary resource for this. And so we really started thinking, what can we give these students to help them all be as informed as Joseph? This is a demographics chart that shows the breakdown of LBJ and Reagan. If you look at the colors, the purple is LBJ, the light blue or the blue is Reagan. It's a very diverse population of students, traditionally underserved and underrepresented in higher education. Most of them are first-time generation college students. So they may not have that model of success at home or peer group that can really explain to them what to do in higher education. So really sometimes we're their greatest resource. And this is sort of the research behind what we're doing today. This is from Dr. Patricia McDonough from UCLA's Graduate School of Education. She talks about the 9 critical building blocks in an effective college-going culture, and the one that we really decided to key in on was the information and resources component of that, seeing what sort of information and resources we can give to the students to keep them well informed, because knowing is half the battle. And I think Ms. Twillian Johnson is going to say more on that. She is our head counselor of the group. Thanks.
Thank you, Principal Clifton. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I am Head Counselor Johnson for today, and I want to talk a little bit about resources and our reasoning behind it. But our primary goal is to put all of this information together into one uniform location so that we can have this information at the fingertips of this population of students, basically literally 24/7. Because we all know the resources the information is available on ACC's websites, just not, it's spread out, and it can be confusing for a lot of these students. It's so many different resources that are available, too many for me to talk about today, but we want to key in on just a few of them. I work in financial aid daily, so this is a big issue. Although this population of students cannot yet apply for financial aid, but we do need to make them aware of how the grades they earn now can benefit and impact, or can benefit or impact their future financial aid process at ACC. We know that they do need to maintain a 2.0 with a 67% completion rate. So at the time that they are available or able to apply for aid, that they can do so. Secondly, I am very excited to announce this one, the LGR Foundation for Early College High School Scholarship. This is the first year that this scholarship is going to be offered to the ECHS student population. So that's pretty exciting. This can be a motivation for these students, can give them something to look forward to. The deadline is May 1st of each year. And let's go to number 3, the ACC Green Pass. As we heard with Stephen's story, with Joseph, that can be beneficial to these students as well, because a lot of them may have transportation issues. Also, we wanted to mention Men of Distinction and Mentoring in Action, because these are mentoring groups focused on the African American male as well as the Hispanic male. Because of some of the issues that these students might have, whether it's in school, at home, it'd be nice to know that these resources are available to them to help them with their journey in school. The next is the ECHS website. As you can see, it's already full of information. Some of our team members did meet with marketing, and they are very willing to revamp and revise the website. So once again, our goal is to just kind of bring it all together to one uniform location so that these students can have this on hand. Also, we want to make sure that, that these students are properly and readily informed. So we believe wholeheartedly that it will enhance their chances for success. I will now turn things over to our Director of Outreach, Mr. Vince Simmons.
Thank you, Charlene. Good morning, I am Vince Simmons, Director of Outreach. As we know, social media has become the norm. Team High School would like the college to market and promote early college high school to middle school students and their parents, using flyers and social media outlets. Team High School believes this would allow middle school students to interact with ECHS students. Being able to hear about ECHS success at the middle school level would not only encourage enrollment, but remove some of the fear of entering high school and college. We should all want to hear about early college high school student success. At this moment, I'm going to show a brief video of such success.
We are generating for early college high school. This is better studying for the college class. She is a junior, getting college credit. She wants to attend Concordia University. She has 60 hours college credit. Only that way. Might as well get started now.
This student-produced video is another example of ECHS student success. Team High School feels the college should start here to get there. I will now turn it over to Program Facilitator Charles Milton. Thank you.
Thank you, Vince. Good morning. I'm Charles Middleton, Program Facilitator. And to summarize what was presented today, Principal Stephen Clifton shared Joseph Polito's story and how he utilized the information and resources available through the early college high school program to better prepare him for success in a college environment. Principal Stephen also introduced critical building blocks of an effective college-going culture and ways on increasing equality across racial, ethnic, gender, and income groups. Head Counselor Charlene Johnson provided information that can be added to the current ECHS website and resources that will aid students with financial, transportation, and mentoring needs. Director of Outreach, Vincent Simmons, suggested ways on promoting ECHS to middle schools and getting students involved by sharing their experiences in the early college high school program through social media outlets. And in closing, Team High School objective is to increase equity across racial, ethnic, gender, and income groups by making the ECHS program more acknowledged and information easily accessible. ECHS program is another tool that will aid in putting success in their hands. Thank you.